Well, in fact, the markets have opened the session marginally in the green with a slightly positive bias amid mixed Asian cues. All eyes were on the swearing-in of Narendra Modi as India's 15th Prime Minister. Now, the Sensex has reclaimed the 25,000 mark and is up over 300 points. The Nifty is also above the 7,400 level. The markets are cheering. The Sensex has mounted 333 points to regain the 25,000 mark. The Nifty again breaches the 7,400 level in opening trade. Now, we must remember how, especially after the BJP won in the national elections, how the Sensex rose up, how the Nifty also rose, crossing the 25,000 mark, and the Nifty has also breached the 7,400 level in opening trade. In fact, the BSE Sensex jumped to over 300 points to edge above the psychological 25,000 levels last seen on May 16 when Narendra Modi won a landslide victory in the elections. The broader Nifty gained over 80 points and traded near the key 7,450 levels. Now, in fact, over the weekend, Prime Minister-designate Narendra Modi confirmed that he will head a leaner cabinet than his predecessor Manmohan Singh did. An official statement said on Sunday evening that Narendra Modi had adopted the guiding principle of minimum government and maximum governance, and also rationalization, that is, I beg your pardon, with a commitment to bring a change in the work culture and style of governance. Now, sources tell us that Modi is expected to merge and restructure several ministries, like sources say, transport, which could include surface transport, shipping, metro, bullet trains, and even perhaps railways and civil aviation. Now, these decisions seem to have gone down well with investors, analysts are stating. Now, post the cabinet announcement later today, the government's comments on fiscal deficit, inflation, and the relationship with central bank governor Raghuram Rajan will be of prime importance to investors. Now, analysts are also stating that that could help sustain gains for the BSE Sensex, which on Friday became the best performing equity index in Asia Pacific for 2014. Realty, capital goods, PSU stocks soared 2% in opening trade. Consumer durables, auto, power, metal stocks were up 1%. Now, among stocks, Sun Pharma was up 3.4%, Tata Motors up 2.6%, and L&T up 2.4%. And they were the top three Nifty gainers. Well, finally, the day has come and Narendra Modi is all set to take oath as the 15th Prime Minister of India. Now, the list of Narendra Modi's cabinet that has been sent to the Rashtrapati Bhavan has names of 18 ministers and 16 ministers of states. Now, BJP leader Piyush Goyal is also on the list of ministers in the Modi cabinet. Sushma Swaraj, Najma Heptulla are also at the Gujarat Bhavan. Now, the likely ministers are now getting personal calls from Modi. In fact, considering that he will have a very busy day, it is stated by experts that a Council of Ministers meeting is actually going on in the Gujarat Bhavan. Now, Kalraj Mishra, Radha Mohan Singh have also got calls. We have information that Venkaiah Naidu, Menaka Gandhi are also at the Gujarat Bhavan to meet Narendra Modi. Rajnath Singh has also met Modi a short while ago. In fact, the list of Narendra Modi's cabinet has been sent to the Rashtrapati Bhavan ahead of his swearing in today as India's 15th Prime Minister. Now, we have information that Sushma Swaraj is likely to get External Affairs Ministry. Arun Jaitley is tipped to be the Finance Minister. And Nitin Gadkari is likely to get Infrastructure or Surface Transport. In fact, sources are telling us that those meeting Narendra Modi at the Gujarat Bhavan include Arun Jaitley, Sushma Swaraj, Nirmala Sitharaman, Prakash Javadekar, General V.K. Singh, Nitin Gadkari, Venkaiah Naidu, Anand Kumar. They are all present over there. Rajnath Singh has also met him. Uma Bharti is present. Ram Vilas Paswan, Najma Heptulla, Sadananda Gowda and Ravi Shankar Prasad are all present. They've all got calls, in fact, early morning calls to BJP leaders to confirm the cabinet placements. This is what sources are telling us. In fact, early morning calls to all senior BJP leaders who all have secured a cabinet berth. Meanwhile, UR Ananthamurthy continues to face the ire of the Modi army. A few miscreants posted posters against Kannada writer UR Ananthamurthy on the compound wall of Kannada Sahitya Parishad office in Chamrajpet. In fact, you can clearly see the posters pasted over there. Now, the posters mocked Ananthamurthy by asking, "Namo is now Prime Minister, when will you go to Pakistan?" Now, Ananthamurthy had said that he would leave the country if Modi becomes the Prime Minister. Well, as of now, we're told that the posters are being toned down. Well, immediately after Modi was tipped to become the Prime Minister, or basically the Prime Minister designate, UR Ananthamurthy received threat calls, and also tickets were sent by from different BJP units in districts of Karnataka. Tickets to head to Pakistan. And immediately after that, the police posted or placed personnel outside his house. And today, a few miscreants have pasted posters against Kannada writer UR Ananthamurthy on the compound walls of Kannada Sahitya Parishad office in Chamrajpet. In fact, they have mocked him by asking, "Namo is now Prime Minister, when will you go to Pakistan?" In fact, after the results were announced, he reacted stating that it was only his emotions that were speaking over there and he did not mean it. But however, this was not taken too lightly by Modi fans who actually sent him tickets to head to Pakistan. In fact, he also had stated that it was a mere emotional outburst and nothing more. However, Modi fans did not take this lightly and sent him tickets. Now, apart from that, posters have been pasted on the compound walls of the Kannada Sahitya Parishad office in Chamrajpet. Now, this was noticed by passers-by and informed to the officials. As of now, they are being scraped up. Now, the apathy on part of the forest officials in Sakrebailu elephant camp is threatening injured elephants. And now this has rendered two newly arrived pachyderms to suffer incessantly. Now, here's a report on that.
Sakrebailu Elephant Camp in Shimoga district is of course a famous tourist spot and it attracts hundreds of visitors every day. Watching elephants in camp is truly a fascinating experience for many tourists. Wild elephants being captured are brought here for taming. The mahouts in the camp tame and train them over a period of time. On the 7th of this month, 2 she-elephants and 2 elephant calves were brought to this camp from Hassan. But while capturing and transporting she-elephants sustained injuries. There are wounds on their trunk, back and other parts of the body. But since injuries have not been nursed, they have turned sore. The pain is unbearable and they are heard screaming in pain. But the veterinarian in the camp claimed to be treating them well.
ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತರೋ ಹೊತ್ನಾಗೆ ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಗ್ಗ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಅದು ಹಗ್ಗ ಎಳೆದಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಗಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈಗ ಅವು ಕಾಲು ಗಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹುಳ ಅದು ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಈಗ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗಾಯ ಉಳಿದಂತೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ.
It is alleged that injuries have not been nursed properly and are left to sore. The mahouts who take care of elephants too should be equally blamed for the miserable state of these elephants. The tourists who have heard them screaming in pain are enraged at the negligence of forest officials.
ಆನೆಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸೇ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆನೆಗಳು ಕಾಡಿಂದ ಹಾಸನಿಂದ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊಂಡ್ಲು ಬೆನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಗಾಯಗಳಾಗಿದೆ ಅದು ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
The Sakrebailu elephant camp is noted tourist spot and people throng to see elephants being tamed. There are 17 pachyderms in the camp and most of them are healthy and happy. But the new arrivals with injuries are having a miserable time. The forest officials have to divert all their attention towards these injured animals, else the wounds would soar further and become a threat to their life. Basivaraj Yeraganavi for News 9.
Now, cotton seeds manufactured by a company called Myco failed miserably to yield good results last year, much to the despair of farmers in Haveri. Unfortunate for those farmers, another misfortune has struck them. Take a look.
Take a look at these visuals. Lines of oxen. You might be wondering what is happening. We will tell you. This is a market organized for farmers to buy and sell oxen. These are the visuals from Haveri. Many farmers in the region had sown cotton seeds provided by Myco. Unfortunate for them, the seeds did not give good yield. Many of them suffered great losses and thus decided to sell their cattle at cheaper rates. Now, with the necessity of cattle arising following good rainfall, farmers are forced to buy them again. But the price of cattle has escalated, much to their despair.
ಈಗ ಜೂನ್ ತಿಂಗಳ ಬಿತ್ತಾಕ ಬಿಜನೆ ಬಿತ್ತಾಕ ಎತ್ತುಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಳೆ ಬೆಳೆ ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೈತ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎತ್ತಿನ ಒಯ್ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ರೇಟಿಗೆ ಮಾರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಎತ್ತಿನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರ್ತವೆ, ಈಗ ಮತ್ತು ತಗೊಂತವೆ.
The rise in prices is haunting the farmers as a pair of cattle is now costing them anywhere between 25,000 rupees to 1.5 lakhs. Farmers who had suffered huge losses with the cotton now have to shell out a heavy price for this too. Many poor farmers are forced to avail loans to buy cattle.
ಬಿತ್ತನೆ ಎತ್ತುಗಳು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿರ್ವಹ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು 10,000 ರೈತರು 20,000 ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಯ್ಯರು 50,000 ಗಂಟಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ರೈತ ಹೊಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೊರೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕೈತಿ. ಯಾಕೆ 50,000 ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಲಕ್ಷನಾದರೂ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗೈತಿ.
The rise in cattle prices has come as a double trouble for the farmers. Now they are left with nothing but hope. The hope that their yield will be good so that they can repay their loans. Prabhu Gowda Patil, News 9 Haveri.